friends, welcome to this short demo on the Redis database application. So this is a small but functional application built with Node.js and Redis. So in this project, I built a database to store user information and their post. And these are the dependencies I used. I used the body parser to handle requests sent from forms, and I use Express to struct the server, and I use Express handlebars to render the page from the server set, and I use method override to override the post requests sent from the forms as delete requests, and also installed Redis to interact with the Redis database. So I also installed dev dependencies, Nodemon to run the server, and whenever we made a update somewhere, Nodemon will reload the page automatically for us, so we don't need to refresh the page manually. And that is the package JSON file. And to play with the code for this project, you need firstly install Redis on your local machine. So we will go to Redis.io / download and download the corresponding version to your machine and install it. So I will not do it here as I've already installed that. And then you could go to my GitHub page and either clone or download the code, whatever you like. And then after you download the project, and you go to this folder ready users, and you could click you need to type npmi that will install these node modules packages for you. So this folder, the file is in the folder is pretty large, and it's not necessary to upload it to GitHub because we could download it from the package JSON, and its information is here, and the Node project manager knows what to install if we run the command, so it will install this for us. So we see the installation has completed and 0 vulnerabilities, so we are good. So then we need to npm start to run our application. Just a moment, and then the application will start. So let's say this is the server, and we construct the port as 3000 and have our application listen on this board, and connect it. So we see the successful message is logged to the console. Server is running on port 3000, and we've connected to Redis. Okay, so let's move on to this page, and we type in the local host 3000. We see our page is loaded, and this is we can see a header and a Redis user and post management, and we click it, will be redirected to the home page, and we click add user. We could add a user here. We enter the user ID, first name of user, last name of user, and the email of the user, phone number of the user, and then we click save. The user will be saved to the database, and we could also click add post, and we enter user ID. Actually, this is slightly different from user ID, so I will show you later. And we enter the content here and click save, so the post will be saved to the database. And then we click all users. Okay, there is a warning message that please see the database before search. That means we have no data in our database yet. We need to fill data in the database before we make this query. And this is all posts, so we got the same information. So yes, so we need to do something here. We stop the application, and we see there is a folder called seed. So we go to seed, and we see in seed folder there is a 2 JSON file, which is data post. These 2 files are JSON file I created through Mokaru, which is a website to generate fake data to test APIs, and this is the JSON. So the post JSON is a list of objects. The objects contains of 2 parts, which is first is ID, and the ID is number, and the content are a somewhat text. and this is the post, and we see a user JSON, which is a list of user object, JSON object, and the ID is number, and the user's first name, last name, email, and the phone number. Both are in string. All of them are in string. So then we could run the post seeders and user seeders to populate data into the database. So firstly, let us run node user seed.js, and we see we have the client, and already is open, and then we iterate through those users ID, and we got we destruct the object and got its data and store it into the client, into the database. So we see nothing happens here, so the process has finished. So we press Ctrl C to terminate this process. Now let's go to the user page. Let's call npm start. Actually, we could do it here, just even within this folder we could do it. npm start. So just a few moments, and we see, and actually the application is running, and we see all users. Now we could see all the user information here. That is exactly what we populated using this script. And no, sorry, not this one, in this script. And we search users 30. Okay, not the red folder, not the rel, not the red file. Search what? Search user 30, and search 30, and we found this is exactly Harmony Kirkman what displayed on our page. And so we see the script is working. Now I will populate the post information seed.js, and yeah, we see it suddenly populates a lot of reply. That means this reply is logged because we haven't encountered any, that means we didn't encounter any error. That means the population is succeed. So we stop this process. Actually, a post. So when comes to this script, this rpush means we push a list. So this works like this. So we have a key in the Redis, and we have a list. So the list name will be post of user, like user1, and this is exactly this. And somewhat post 1 is pushed into this list. So this is the key, and this is the value, and the value's name. So this is the value, and the value's name is called this. Sorry, that's wrong. So key is post of user1, and the value is this list. That is exactly what we do here. And because each user will have a post list, and we could render all of his posts, because all of those posts in one post list belongs to a certain user. Okay, since we generated all the data, let's move back. npm start. Now we run the application. We could also see the post. So just yeah, and we could run our application and play with it. Okay, so it crashed because the red didn't respond. Okay, all post. Okay, we see here. So ID post of user 84. That means this is the post of user 84, and this is what he posted. And we see now we could play with it. So search. We want to search user 1. We search, click search, and we find the user. This is the user first name, user last name. This is user ID, and this is user email and user phone number. We could click back to go back to the home page, or we could click delete to delete this user. And now let's search user 1. We'll find user 1 is gone. That user does not exist. Let's also verify that from this part. So we search user 1. Okay, we see user 1 file 1. Okay, we see all those start with 1, but we don't see user 1. That means user 1 has been deleted. So this is the delete option. So let's add it back. So what user we call it? We call it user 1, name xxx, last name xxx, email xxx, gmail.com. So that should be add. And we have with some phone number. Let's copy that and save. And now we search user1. We see user1 is back, and we could find that from all users. We could definitely find it here because we see the new user is added. It is here. Let's go back to the post to play with post. And let's say we want to search post of user 1. We search it, and this is the post of user 1. We can see currently he has only one post, and we want to add more posts. So we click add post. We click post of user 1. The context is let's xxx. We save it, and we see search post. Now we search it. We find the new post has been pushed to his post list. And also we could insert another record. Let's say xxxs, and we save it, and we look up his post. We see this record has been pushed here. Now say we want to delete it. We don't want this one. This one is not good. So we need to enter this record in this format: id #sign and plus id content. So let's do it. So why we enter this like this? Because the ID and the index and the content are both required for Redis to do the delete operation. So we use sharp here to break these two strings into two parts. Actually, this one should be input separately, but for the sake of simplicity, I just added them here because this is still application in just in test. It's not in real world. So let's say delete, and we search post. Now we find this post is gone. It's no longer there, and we see the operation has succeeded. So has been successful. So we search it. We find okay, it's gone. This also works perfectly. So for update for the user, we just we use this add form to edit user. Let's say what user I want to modify users 74. Say this one, and we copy this information. Let's do it. This is the user ID. Let's see add user ID like this, and the user's last name. I call his first name Tom, and the email, everything we keep the same, and we just modify his first name. We save, and all users we could say this user's name has no longer been Garami. It has been Garam. It has been Tom. Okay, sure. I've been changed into Tom. Changed it to Tom. Okay. Now we test the update operation. Actually, for Redis list, there is no update method. So for the user, he could only delete the post and push it again to read another post and add it to the list. So and another function is we could check post of it. Okay, that is noisy. Let's stop that voice. Okay, sure. So for this part, if we tap post 1 and we search, it will cannot use user search to search post, and we tap use say okay, sorry, annoying. So user 111, the user does not exist, and we will tell us user does not exist. So this will be the application, and hope you could enjoy it. Thanks for watching.